Okay, hello. As you can tell, this is another Arabian inspired video. Actually, this is pretty freestyle because this is just an old scarf. I've seen people in New York dressed, well, aside from the jewelry, dressed in stuff like this. So, the telltale sign that this is more Arabian inspired than freestyle is the eyes. The telltale little hook right here in the inner eye, or the beak. Not really sure what they call it. Anyway, it has been a month since last time, but I have a really good excuse. I've been sick. So I wanted to give my previous videos some time to start, developing, start getting some traction, and, having you guys, understand that I'm back, and I'm back to, doing my videos, and I've gotten a lot of very, very nice responses, and I'm really happy with, the amount of feedback that I'm getting, enough so that I feel that now, at least every 2 weeks, I should be able to do a video like this. They are time consuming, so I don't know if I can throw one up every week, but we'll see, how the feedback continues to flow one way or the other. This eye look actually was inspired by a video I did about probably, I would say about 4 months ago. The difference between this one and that one is that the shape of the eye makeup is different, and there are a couple of colors that are different as well. But if you look back probably about 4 videos before this one, you'll see that candy eye colored look on my lids is pretty much this, but that is a rounded eye. I rounded my eyes off. You can change the shape of your eyes. You can pretty much change the shape of your face if you want to with makeup, which is what you do when you're contouring and you're highlighting, especially when the light hits your face. So and with eyeliner, obviously, and your lashes, because those things make the eye bigger and they pop. And it also matters where you put your bright colors as well, because that does the same thing, as well as the cut crease for those of us with hooded eyes. So it's a little strong, but this here is not photography makeup. There's not pounds of makeup on my face, and this is not full coverage. This is wearable, but more for a night event. And I want to go back to what I was saying about, oh God, it happens to me all the time, about what I was saying about the shape that you can make with your eyes. I stuck with these colors because I liked that video so much, but I wanted an elongated eye look. Instead of, I rounded out my eyes instead of going through, and you'll see in the video where, and this is why I do it, I'm using the pencils. I'm using them so that I can guide the shape of how I want my eyes to look, and in this case I elongated them more, so when my eyes are not really this long and don't really flick up this way. So I lifted my eyes. I also elongated them. And the other video that I'm talking about, and you guys will be able to pinpoint it right away because it's the same color scheme, where there's this frost on the lid. In that video, I didn't go this far. I kind of kept it inbound and rounded it out. So that made my eyes look bigger, but round, not elongated. So I like the color schemes. I got a lot of really nice compliments on the color scheme. I am changing a bit of the colors here where I do all the defining at the end of the eye, but it's pretty much the same. And as if you'll go back, you'll see that, you know, the colors are very much the same, especially in this part of the eye. So I went for a more like 3D effect, and that you do when you are, you know, using your lipstick in different colors. Where you see I highlighted my lip with the frost in the middle, and the dark to medium to light colors, that's like a 3D effect. And it has a really good effect on the eyes. If you don't have big eyes, this is a really good way to put on your makeup and have your eyes look really exotic. So that's probably what I'm going to call this video, because it's very sexy and exotic, this look, and especially with the accessories. So as far as new products, I think, and I'm pretty sure that all I have here is this new mascara here by Rimmel, and a highlight, a liquid one. Also, no, this is not by Rimmel. This is by L'Oreal. This is with the Lumi, and I did get a different shade. I got the W4. This is the W3, but I also have the W4 sitting here. It's two different beiges. Just, you know, if I feel like I'm paler, you know, than usual, I'll use a W3, which stands for warm, number 3, and you'll find that all of those W's, they say beige something or tan something, and therefore people with yellow undertones like myself. So, or people who do not have pink undertones. This here is the W4, and it's just a shade darker, so if I feel like this is going to be too light, I can go a tiny bit darker. But this, and as you can tell, I am loving this foundation. NYX does have a beautiful serum that's pretty full coverage. I haven't got my hands on it yet, but when I do, I'm definitely going to do a video using it. I've heard a lot of really beautiful things about that foundation. But in the meantime, this is it for me. I've been using this anytime that I put on makeup. This is the foundation that I've been going to. It's got a really nice velvety finish to it. It's not shiny. It's got very good coverage, and I just like the overall look to it. It's got, like, it softens your skin tone so much that you don't need Photoshop, because this makeup is amazing. And then I went ahead and I complimented it. It was a little expensive, but I thought it was real pretty, and it complements the foundation. And so this is the Lumi. Let's see how they want to call this here. It's like a sheer color on the pinky side, like pearly pink. But it is definitely see-through. I mean, you can see right through it. It's not like it has no color to it other than the pink pearls. So, I forget the word I'm looking for. But this is, well, I'll show it to you, even though you can see it's on my skin. But it's got a really nice sheer texture to it. And all you're really getting is that right there. And then once you blend it out, as you can see, it works into your skin. Just gives you like a nice pearly finish. I want to find illuminizers that don't have all of this pearl in it, but give you that illuminated look. I haven't run into any yet, but most of these highlighters have a lot of pearly finish, so you cannot put too much of this on because you look quite ridiculous. But I want to find something that is very illuminating without all of the extra pearls and you know, the pizzazz that's in these products. And they all have it. Like here is the one by Melania, which I just broke one of them and I'm pissed. but all of them have that pearl finish to them, where you can't put too much of this on because you look like you have frost all over your face. Well, I want one that's a lot more sheer, yet you can see that your face is nice and highlighted, and it's got, you know, that nice, I want to say, um, illuminating look and that satiny look to your skin without all of this frost. I don't know how else to say it. But I think you guys understand what I mean, because I haven't found one like that. And if you guys know where I can find one, please let me know in the comment section. But other than that, I don't think I did introduce a nude lipstick, but I only put it on so that the matte red that I was using, which is the Kate line. And I think this is, pretty sure this is Rimmel. But this is NYX High Voltage, and this is a very pretty nude. I do wear it on its own, but I just put it on in this video so that I can get this on, you know, without any trouble and without having to use a lip brush, and just from the bullet. Aside from that, I think that's it, guys. So until I can get to this again, please let me know what you think, and I will see you guys really, really soon. Thanks for watching. Okay, so here we begin, and I am going to put down a base. This is by NYX. It's a little darker than I like, but I'm not really going to need it for any other purpose than just having something that I can slide the pencils over without dragging my skin. So here, I didn't mention before, but these pencils are by LA Colors. I have one in black and one in brown. And what you want to be very sure of is that your pencil is somewhat creamy and not waterproof. So you can get pencils like this from just about every line. Um, you don't have to, you know, go expensive. So these again are by LA Colors, and I think I paid $1.50 for each pencil. And make sure they are sharpened and the point is really, really pointy. And I'm using this, as you can see here, I usually would draw from the bottom, and you can see I'm drawing from the top lid to get my shape instead of the bottom lid, which really is your guide for, you know, how far up you're supposed to go and at what angle. I'm defying that here because I'm going to do a different shape coming from the bottom of my eye, as you'll see later on in the video. So here I am just putting, you know, my cream pencil at the angle that you see me putting it at, because this is a shape that I'm looking for, and this is the elongated shape that I talked about in my intro, where it's like pointy, and this for my eye is really the best shape. I like to elongate my eyes and also at the same time make them appear larger, and this is how I can do it with a small little pencil, I'm sorry, brush by e.l.f. And these are really, really tiny brushes. I am smudging that upward, and that's to get a little bit of gradient. And I will go over this in a minute with some, I believe it's the palette. This here is by, it's the Jumbo pencil by Milk. I'm sure everybody would recognize this pencil, but I'm going to use the Naked palette in a minute to get my transition shades over that, and also blend further. That'll be in a few minutes. But here I'm going over my lid with the Jumbo Milk pencil, and that's just to make the frost and the highlight that I'm going to put there. That also is by LA Colors. I've used it before. It's like a really light pink, uh, almost, it's luminescent type of shade, and it's a loose pigment. And so this concealer brush is by Bare Essentials, and I'm using that to, of course, blend out the milk cream. And that's a little brush that comes with the pigment. And I know I hold it up at some point, but like I said, I've used it many times before. And you can get them in about 4 or 5 different colors. They're by LA Colors. And you don't have to go expensive to get pigments. So this one works just as well as any other one. And then with a darker pencil, this is like a silvery black. I'm going around the shape that I created to darken it and now to go through that under the eye shape that I wanted to create. And it's going to be like 2 flicks, one from the top, one from the bottom. This pencil is by Rimmel, and like I said, it's like a silvery black shade. And I'm going to go over that with shadows. So again, and I think this is the brown one. At some point, I go in with the brown one. This is still the black. Uh, to get like uh, that 3D double color effect, where you go from dark to medium and then to very, very light. I do that with the cream pencils as well as the shadows. So that's what I'm doing here. That process takes about a good 20 minutes or more. So here this is the Reveal palette by, I believe it's, I'll put it down on the description box, but it's a generic for the Naked palette. It's by another brand. And so I'm taking the lightest color, taking that to my brow bone and around all of the pencil. And the brush I'm using is a big fluffy blending brush by e.l.f. And then I'm going to take the next darker color, which is like a tannish color, and go into my higher socket right over the pencil. And then a gold and a silver highlight into the brow bones. And then, of course, you want to blend all of that out. And then here is a new little, that's like a poppy it's a cross between a red and a hot pink. And again, with a small little e.l.f. brush, I'm going to go over my pencil with this color and blend that right over that. And with the same little brush, you can blend your colors, your powdered shadows. Because they're going to go in such small little places that you don't want a big, big brush until you blend everything together, which will come at a later point. So this is a poppy pink color, which you would consider lighter than the next color I'm going to use. And that's going to create that 3D effect from light to dark, or from dark to light, or dark, medium, light, that sort of idea. So in this video, like I said, it's minus a couple of colors. So this is like, I think 3 colors, and that's minus the transition shades at the top. And so with I would say this is a brownish red, and I don't think I'm using it yet, but it's a blush. I've used it again before. It's the, I think, Artisan line. Here it is. And you can get that at any drugstore. So that's that from light to dark effect. And that's going right at the end. That's to create some definition. And it's also going to be something I use to line the brown pencil that I used, as I did right here. I think I cut out where I do use the brown pencil. Sorry. But I did use a brown pencil to also line the insides of the entire pencil shape that I did with the black. So again, from a dark to light. And that also cleans up the cut crease for you. And then with the Artisan shade, I'm going over the pencil that I used on the bottom and blending that out and smudging the pencil at the same time. This is a white eyeliner, I believe that's by Rimmel. And I will be putting a very light uh, highlight shade right over that white pencil. Here we're starting with our eyeliners, and that is the eyeliner brush by e.l.f. and I used a purple gel for that bottom line. And then this is the felt tip black eyeliner by e.l.f. I like this because it's jet black and it gives you a lot of control. And as you can see, I'm going for the Arabian eyeliner shape. That's going to include the entire frame of the eye, including the inner corners, where you make that little beak, that little point, which is hard to do. So that takes practice. If you're not good at it, just keep practicing. You'll get it. And I also like to combine like 3 different eyeliners to get it perfected. So here I'm using the eyeliner gel by Maybelline and the same e.l.f. eyeliner brush to do that. And this is a liquid one. And I'm just doing this to go over everything and darken it so it's nice and dark and really pigmented. And I'm a perfectionist, so I'll do this until it looks completely perfect, picture perfect. Then into mascara, curling the lashes. And before I do that, I'm going to take that highlight color and go over the white eyeliner pencil that I used in between both flicks at the end of the eye. This is a new mascara by Rimmel. I think it's called Super Lash or something like that. You can see it in my introduction. I believe I talk about it. And into the face. Sorry for the background noise. I have people who are walking around behind me, and what you hear is a sliding glass door. I apologize. And here I am going into my I'm showing you all the products I'm using first. So those are all the products I'm about to use. And I start with the foundation. This is the Lumi, and this is the W3. I decided on that one because I'm kind of pale right now, so I'm using the lighter one, and that's a Kabuki brush by Essence of Beauty. And then with a beauty blender, just buffing everything out so that everything looks really nice and perfect. And I clean my brush, especially when I'm using wet products. And this is that brown. I've used this in all of my videos. It's my favorite for contouring. And that's the contour, obviously. And I'll be using the Beauty Blender, which is damp, by the way. It should be damp because you're working with creams. So the best way to get everything to look really luminous and perfect is to dampen that. And so going in with a big Kabuki brush, actually I'm sorry, that is a blush brush by Bare Minerals. I go over that with a, that is a powder by e.l.f. I don't know what they're called. They are bronzers, and I'm using that to go over the contour. And then this is by Hard Candy, and I use this in just about every video too. The Glamouflage, and that's for concealing and highlighting. And then I'm going to take this Age Rewind, this is by Maybelline, to cover those dark circles that you see I have there. I suffer from that. And the best way I cover them is with the Age Rewind. And so now I'm just setting with the Color Stay powder. I believe that is by Rimmel as well. And then here I'm just taking the Artisan that I used as a shadow and using it as a blush. Then I'm going to highlight now with the liquid highlighter, the Lumi. Like I said, it's iridescent pink with pearls in it. It's a pearly pink. I will go over that with the Milani set. I used 2 Milani colors powdered over that. And then in all the places that you highlight, and then buff it out. And then with the middle one, and I also use the pinkish one right next to it, like a champagne-y type of color. Highlighting some more, so I'm strobing. And that's a large kabuki brush I just used by Bare Minerals. Then here goes the NYX lipstick, the nude. And that's the red one, and I believe that's the Kate line, also by Rimmel. And I'm going to highlight the middle of my lip with the same loose pigment I used on my lid. And that's going to give it like a 3D effect, like a highlight. Excuse me. I'm lining my lips. That is also by Rimmel. It's a red lip liner. And I change the shape a little bit on the bottom and a little bit on the ends, just for a little bit more fullness, because I have like crooked Cupid's bow. It's a little bit crooked, so I try to straighten it out with the lip liner. That also stops your lipstick from bleeding out. And my brows were done before I even started recording. I used the LA Colors kit to get that done, along with the Brow Define by Maybelline. And there goes the highlight for the lip. You guys, I think that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.